welcome to Hangar 12 and I'm Monkey. This is going to be a look at the Spirit C1. I'm going to get into a hangar, have a wander around, have a look at some of the detail on the inside, and I'm going to take her for a quick fly and see how she feels. So let's get to it. As we come up here, I think the first feature about the C1, I don't think it's on any of the other ships, is when you open the door, you get this kind of warning light, this hazard light that marks the edge, like a safe area. The edge of where the ramp comes down. Once it's in place, it goes to a solid light, so it flashes as it's in motion. Then once it's locked in place, it goes solid. So this is the onboarding ramp here, cargo ramp. Got the Crusader name embossed on the back of the ramp. You got this, it looks like kind of grip paint. You see this now, so you've got a steel plate ramp and then like a grip paint, so wheeled vehicles don't slip when they come up. This is what I mean about the level of detail. So we come up the ramp, got this red like 80s sci-fi light around the outside of the door. Love it. More branding on the pistons for the door, and in the back there as well, more branding on that back plate. When the Crusaders came out, the Crusader range a couple of years ago now, it was kind of like the next level of ship design. I really felt like that it was like a step up from what they'd been doing already. Some more branding on there. I was just wondering if that was a smaller button or something there, but it's more branding. White strip lights, padding on this pipe, more branding. There's just random bits of branding all over the ship. Like if you look, I'd always suggest if you get yourself a new ship, or even ships you've already got, spend the time to actually look at all the paneling, all the detail that goes into all the lights here. Look, you can see all the ribbing in the light covers. You can see where the light covers separate. All this tiny detail. That little radioactive labeling, danger, whatever is in that nozzle is dangerous. Got the component bays, animated doors on the component bays. The level of detail in Star Citizen is insane. I mean, these ships, people pay a lot of money for these ships. I think there's been other games that have tried to mimic the Star Citizen structure and just haven't been able to do it. Because under any other circumstances, who is going to pay hundreds of pounds for a digital spaceship to fly in a game that's not even finished? Like when you look at it, it's crazy. But we do it. We do it. I've done it. I know plenty of people. I know people that have spent a lot more money than I have. I think I've got pretty much all the ships. No, I don't. I want a Crucible. I've got almost all the ships that I want to own in the game. As starter ships. All the ships I try and buy are money-making ships, industrial ships. But anyway, here we go. This cutout again. We saw this in the last video for the Nurser. This kind of cutout shape. And I think this shape, when you see it, it's always a hole, there's never anything in it, and I think it's the shape of the new fire extinguishers that are coming out. So whenever we see this shape in a ship walkthrough, I think it's a fire extinguisher. If it's something else, if you know that it's something else, drop a comment below and let me know. This was a strange feature, I thought, because, I mean, I can see from a design point of view, if the doors opened to this kind of point, it would make sense. But when you close it, like if it stopped there, so it matched, but because it's on the door, and when the door's all the way open, your button's on the floor. So if you're an older citizen with a bad back, maybe you might have issues closing that door, unless maybe it's designed to be kicked. You just kick it with your foot as you're carrying a box, boom, closes the door. I would have thought it would have been better to have it on the panel here, but it is cool. It does look cool. And that's another thing as well. You see with a lot of the screens in Star Citizen, when you go to the side, it actually shifts to like a red colour, almost like the pixels have a different like width of colour spread for different pixel colours. So like the red pixels spread their light wider than the other colours. You get it with some modern screens these days, like phone screens. Some of the phone screens will do this kind of effect. So somebody's actually sat there and thought about that and said, you know what, when you're off centre, it should shift in colour. This is the cargo bay. Again, just the textures. Got almost like a marble texture on that finish. You can see there's the flat steel plates underneath in these cutouts. Here we go. You can see the Gravlock tech that holds your cargo in place. Any cargo that's not placed on one of these grids, that grid will be running underneath this whole thing. Look, see it again here, and then here, and then they've placed a plate over the top. But your cargo sits on these grav plates to keep it held in place. You'll be able to put cargo, like now you can put cargo anywhere, but there'll be a game mechanic coming in where anything that's not held down in on these cargo grids, you do risk damaging them. But I suppose if you're flying in gravity or anything like that, where they're moving around and getting knocked around, you do risk damaging them. Let's have a look at these. Just the piping that runs through the whole ship here. Big Crusader panel, more branding, Big Crusader branding panel. There's a lot of these little like stylized round holes with the locks in, so like some kind of tool has to go in that locks to these positions, or it indicates you have to turn the bolt to these positions for different effects maybe. I mean, obviously it's all just for show at this point. A lot of these smaller details, like none of these screws, none of these little clips that hold things in place actually hold things in place, but this is it, the level of detail. A lot of game designers, you look at games like Elite Dangerous is a big one. You look at Elite Dangerous, yeah, it's great, but it doesn't have, I feel, anywhere near the amount of detail. I mean, I don't think you can walk around the internals of Elite Dangerous, but anyway. Tiny little bolts. So we come into here. This is the component bay, avionics. This is where your AI shards will go for like controlling turrets and things like that. I'm guessing it's some kind of block that slides into here, probably have a handle on it. Slide it in, lock it in place, and it'll contain the AI built into that block. But again, that's just guessing. We haven't really heard much about it apart from that it's almost done now, I think. I think we're meant to be expecting it pretty soon. TM. I do like these half-sleeve doors. And then it reveals these windows. Let's just close this a second. Oh, yeah. So here, this is, at the moment, I believe the door marks it as radar. Yeah, radar. But I notice in here, you've got a screen. None of the buttons work yet, and you can't interact with it, but it's on a hinge. See that hinge mechanism? Here. As if when this opens up, maybe they'll animate it so it'll come out. And I've got a feeling that would actually make quite a good location for an engineering terminal for your power rerouting and things like that. So an engineer can jump into this terminal, maybe your co-pilot can run out, jump onto this terminal, yeah, start rerouting power through the ship if you're getting under attack, somebody's trying to get your cargo or whatnot. Let's close that. We've got above it, we've got another one of these windows. I do like these internal windows that kind of show you what's going on behind the hull. It'd be cool if maybe if somebody's salvaging from the other side, if you'll see it melt that external wall away and you end up looking out at the salvage or something, that'd be quite cool. But I'm not sure if that's how it's going to work. Here we go, looks like a car engine. Oh, hang on. What are they? They look like 3.5 floppy disk drives to me. I say floppy disk drives, 3.5 disk drives. Are we going to get updates for our systems on 3.5 discs? Please tell me that's, please. Or just a variation of it, like a futuristic version of a 3.5 disc. The little slidey metal cuff and the little spinny disc spindle on the back. Please, that would be awesome. I would love that. That's where you put your oil in, obviously. Jokes. Not sure what that's for. It's just a piece of equipment. Let's open these up. Life support. Ah, okay. This must be where I keep my dog. I can keep my pet dog in here, my life support dog. Little kennel. Oh, we've got 2 kennels. What's that one? Is that the gravity generator? So these aren't in game yet. Life support should be coming soon. So obviously, just like you've got the other components at the back, you'll have a life support component in here, creating your, or at least directing your oxygen and other gases and things like that around the ship. And then your grav generator. Some ships have grav generators now. The Reclaimer has a big one, big spinny ball one. So I'm guessing you're going to have something like that like locks into here for your grav gen. Come on through. Just spotted these. I have noticed them before. I think they're on the C2 as well as this C1. But we've got this bar that goes around the edge. Do you see this red bar? And I just thought, I wonder if that's going to work with the push-pull mechanic for the new 0G. Like moving around in 0G where you kind of like slide across the surface of things. If you're going to grab these bars to like pull yourself through. If your ship goes into soft death and you've got no gravity, maybe you'll be able to pull yourself through on those. Another cutout here, look, it's that shape again for the fire extinguisher. Keep clear, do not obstruct while in operation. Moving parts can cause serious injury or death. Well, that got dark pretty quick. But I suppose they have a point. What we got here? We got a space pooper. So we got the shower. Water doesn't work yet. There's the toilet button. Oh. Toilet button doesn't seem to work either. Is that just mine not working? Is that just a glitch going on with this one, or is that a thing? If anybody knows, let me know. Because that could be... I just spotted something as well. Hang on a second. I have hazard lights in the bathroom. Do they light up the whole ship? No. No, it's just for the bathroom. If you have if you go to the bathroom and it's particularly hazardous, you can put on your hazard lights and let everybody know not to go in there. Okay, I'm just going to leave those on. There we go. Nobody wants to go in there, not after I've been in. Right, what we got here? So this side looks like... Oh, I like that. Does this do the same? Let's... Wait. Pops out. Window goes up and it pops out. Are these escape pods? Or are these like armor racks maybe? I don't see any kind of rack. But at the same time I also don't see any way of launching it if it's escape pod. Maybe you have to stick a finger in each hole. Oh, we've got 2 at the bottom as well. And a toe in each one of those just to make sure you're fastened in. And that's how it launches the pod. So it seems that my video capture cut out there for a minute, so I've restarted that, but that was pretty much the end of the tour. What I'm thinking now is we'll get this thing off the ground, we'll take her out for a bit of a fly and see how she handles in Atmos. So let's go. I'll see you there. So we are on Hurston. Visibility is poor. We're flying quite low. We're currently in nav mode. So we've got quite a bit of speed. 248 meters per second. Doesn't seem to be much drift. Watching those pipes to the right. No, she seems to handle really well, actually, even in nav mode. I expected, because nav mode, I expect it to be kind of like a bit more of drift. There's a slight drift there, but nothing. Like if I do full 90, it'll take some time to bring that directional pip round. There we go. But it's actually pretty good. So let's drop it out of into gun mode. Have a look here. Beautiful ship, beautiful ship. So it drops down to 198 meters per second. All in all, this is a great little ship. I think it's going to actually become a daily flyer. I think that's it for now. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around.